Hi everyone, I'm Katie, an infant toddler Montessori teacher and registered early childhood educator. In today's video, I'm going to share 5 Montessori activities for 2-year-olds. The activities that I'm going to share with you today are called practical life activities in Montessori. What are practical life activities? Practical life activities are the activities that we carry out day to day to care for ourselves and the environment in which we live. This can be our home, our bedroom, the outside, our classrooms. We're learning how to take care of the spaces in which we spend time. In my experience as a toddler teacher, children truly enjoy these types of activities, and there are so many benefits. Not only do children learn to collaborate and they learn social skills, but they're also developing their fine motor skills, their gross motor skills, their language skills, and so on. More than that, what they are learning is independence. They are developing their self-esteem and their confidence as they learn to do things for themselves. So why do children enjoy practical life activities? I think because they're meaningful to them. They see the adults in their lives carrying out these tasks every day around them, and they want to participate in them too. Realizing that you can contribute and are capable of completing a task on your own is really powerful. So here are 5 activities that can help your child to do that. So my first activity suggestion is mopping and sweeping. What's really important here is that you provide your child with the right sized tools. So a child-sized broom or a child-sized mop. Here at the Montessori room, we do carry child-sized practical life tools, and here is an example. We have this great hand broom and this great dustpan. So this is perfect for small hands. Anytime that there's crumbs on the floor, maybe after snack time or meal time, or maybe you've done some sort of a messy activity, you can show your child how to use the broom and the dustpan to clean up, to sweep up their mess, and to throw it in the garbage. And whenever we do that, they do that, I'm always sure to say, wow, you're taking such good care of, in my case, it would be the classroom, but in your case, you could say, you're taking such good care of our home. Thank you so much. So a nice sized hand broom and dustpan is a great activity for a 2-year-old. And believe it or not, they actually enjoy it. If this is something that maybe as an adult, it's not something that you enjoy doing, I still encourage you to invite your child to give it a try, because in my experience, some children really enjoy sweeping things up. The next activity I have for you is transferring objects using tools. So in our previous video, we talked about hand transfer and extending that with a scoop. So you can continue to do that with your child. So here's the example. We have 2 bowls side to side here. One has some papoose balls in it. The other one is empty. So you can offer your child an appropriately sized spoon, and they can just spoon the balls back and forth, back and forth. And if they need a little bit more of a challenge, if the scoop is not challenging enough for them, it's not holding their interest, then what you can use instead are a pair of tongs, just like this. You can show them how to hold it in their hands, how to squeeze it, open, close, and now they can use the tongs to transfer the balls back and forth, back and forth. This is really great for fine motor development, for strengthening that hand. It's also great for developing concentration. So back and forth with a pair of tongs. The next activity I have for you is opening and closing containers. In our previous video, we talked about opening drawers, but in this video, we're talking about opening things that are a little bit smaller than that. So opening bags and containers. So here I have this canvas drawstring bag. This is great for fine motor development. You can show your child how to stick their fingers in, pull the bag open, retrieve their toy inside, And then when they're finished playing with it, you can show them how to put it back inside the bag and close it up. So really great practical skills here. You can make a game of it in the classroom. We had an assortment of bags and boxes on a tray with different little treasures inside for the children to find. So something like that. Another example that I have is like a very small wallet like this. So you can see they're using those fine motor skills again to open and close the zippers. Maybe you want to have some cards inside that they can pull out. And you can see again, we're using those fine motor skills. So opening and closing. This is a really important practical skill because your child is eventually going to be opening and closing these types of bags and containers themselves. It also helps with independence with dressing because they're going to find zippers on their clothes. And this is a really nice way for them to be able to practice ahead of time. All right, well, the third activity is more of something that you can implement into your daily routine whenever possible, maybe during snack times or meal times, but it's encouraging your child to set their own table. Now here at the Montessori Room, we've made that really simple for the child because we have these really awesome silicone placemats, and you can see that it has all the different outlines so the child knows what they need to set their table and where to put it. So setting your table anytime for snack time or meal time, you can turn it into a bigger activity if they're really interested in it. They could maybe set the places of other people as well. And as they grow, they won't need a placemat with outlines, but this is a really, really great place to start. So we've got this placemat and we've got matching cutlery and a plate and a glass. So setting your own table is a lovely practical life activity. It's something that we would do all the time in the toddler classroom. The children that were with us all day were doing it for 2 snack times and for lunchtime. So 3 times a day they were getting that practice. And every time they really rose to the occasion. And especially by the end of the year, they were stars at it. They could really do it with ease. All right, and then finally, my 5th activity is assisting with food preparation. This is an activity that I can't say enough about. Children really, really enjoy preparing their own food. And we've got some great child-sized, child-safe tools for you to be able to introduce this to your child in a safe way. So you want to start with a non-slip cutting board. This one is great because it has a nice large surface. And then we've got this is our step 1 wooden knife. So this is a great first tool for a child who is chopping soft fruits and vegetables. And you just want to demonstrate to the child how to safely hold the fruit or vegetable and chop it very safely. Chopping fruits and vegetables is a really great activity, one of the most popular activities in the toddler classroom, I would say. There was always a lineup of children who wanted to participate, and even if they weren't able to participate, they would sit around the table and watch, and it was such a beautiful experience every single time. So if you are comfortable with it, encouraging your child to chop fruits and vegetables is a great activity. The other thing that you can do is you can bring back these tongs from that transferring activity, and once they've chopped their fruits or vegetables, they can now use those tongs in a real life practical way, and they can transfer their chopped veggies into a bowl or onto their plate for them to eat once they're finished preparing the food. So you can see how we've now connected the transferring of the pom-pom activity into a real life activity by serving themselves some food using the same tongs. And most importantly with food preparation is giving them a chance to taste things. Dr. Montessori observed that children are sensorial explorers. They really learn through their senses. So giving them a chance to really taste a variety of foods is very beneficial to their development. And If you find that your child is reluctant to try new foods, inviting them to participate in preparing the foods sometimes can help them to feel more comfortable with trying new things. So food prep is definitely, I would say, #1 on my list for Montessori activities for 2-year-olds. It's important to keep in mind that practical life skills need to be built upon. They start in infancy by the child observing you, and then they start to show an interest, and they're going to start to imitate you, and then they're going to start participating. You're going to invite them into these activities, and then as they grow, they're eventually going to develop the skills to be able to do these things entirely on their own. It does take time. So the thing to keep in mind is that if you're watching this video and you have a 2.5-year-old and they haven't had any experience with practical life activities just yet, maybe what you want to do is view some of our earlier videos, like maybe the Montessori activities for 1-year-olds, and see if maybe those are a good place to start for you. If you're not quite ready to jump right into food preparation, then maybe go back to some of the earlier activities too. Because with practical life, it's important to keep in mind that in Montessori classrooms, children have the practical life activities available to them from toddler all the way until their 3rd year of CASA. So we're talking from 18 months until about 5-6 years of age. So they have a lot of time to repeat these activities, to show interest in these activities. There's not a lot of expectations from the teacher when we're doing those types of activities with the children, because we really just want the child to enjoy them, to repeat, to build up the strength and the interest so that they can start to do these activities independently in their real life. So although I have shown you some of the materials that we sell here at the Montessori room, practical life doesn't have to be any sort of fancy materials. You can really use what you have around the house. If you don't want to buy this wooden knife, you can also just use a butter knife. They're not very sharp. They're small enough that the child is going to be able to use it, and they're going to be able to use it to cut those soft fruits and vegetables. It's really more about the experience and about you inviting the child to participate in them. And remember to demonstrate. What we like to do in Montessori is we like to show the child how to do it rather than tell them how to do it, so that they can focus on our movements rather than the words that are coming out of our mouth. So there's a really great way to remember this, and it's show. Slow hands, omit words. So work with your child. Start to develop that collaboration with them in the kitchen and when participating in those type of household tasks. And I hope your child enjoys participating in them and contributing to their household. I hope that you found today's video helpful. If you're interested in learning some more ways on bringing Montessori into your home, check out our at-home program. There will be a link to join below in the description, and I'll see you next time. Bye.